So I spoke about this on one of my lives recently, about my recent trip to Norwich, where I turned up to the masjid and most of the people there were like white reverts. Crazy, like genuinely most of the people there, people who had like become Muslim, British people. And it's fascinating. It makes me think and wonder what life is going to be like in the UK in like 20, 30 years time when reverting to Islam's like caught on more. I mean, subhanAllah, we've got to think how lucky we are to even be in a time where it's so easy to people to access information about Islam. But yeah, I can't. It was so shocking when I walked in and saw it, and all of these brothers, like, you know how people speak in like the east coast of England, like where they've got that kind of like Norfolk kind of farmer accent, and then they were saying, you know, alhamdulillah, inshallah. Crazy to see. Crazy to see.
So this man here himself, he is a revert or a convert to Islam, and he's going to a mosque and he's noticing that most of the people in the mosque are white UK citizens that are now Muslim, and he's like, the mosque is full of people who have converted to Islam, and he's wondering about what will happen if this trend keeps on going. By the way, even most Muslims in the UK are not reverts. Most Muslims are either immigrants or children of immigrants who were Muslim to begin with, right? However, even if the minority of Muslims in the UK are reverts, that is extremely powerful. Do you understand that when it comes to propaganda, you don't need much reverse to be able to become extremely more influential when it comes to spreading, because this will not become an immigration issue anymore. This is not going to be an outsider versus insider. If you have a decent amount of Muslims in the UK, just like hundreds of thousands, you don't need millions. You just need hundreds of thousands of white-looking, Caucasian-looking Muslims in the UK for this to become now a completely inside ideology. Like it's a decent enough mix of immigrants and children of immigrants and Caucasian people for this ideology to now be a UK ideology, because nobody could come and present this ideology as an outsider ideology that is coming in. It's now part of this land. It's now part of the culture, and it will always be seen as part of the UK if you have enough of these people. And by the way, this is what I've seen some people refer to as reverse assimilation, right? So you guys know that we have two forms of multiculturalism, right? We have pillared multiculturalism, and you have assimilative, I think called assimilative. Is that what it's called? Assimilative multiculturalism, right? Assimilationist multiculturalism, right? And pillared multiculturalism. So pillared multiculturalism is when people come in and you have different pillars. You have different groups of people with different cultures that don't assimilate, right? And then you have assimilationist multiculturalism, where people are expected to come in but adopt the values and norms and the standards and the culture of the community that they're coming into and change their ways and assimilate, right? However, apparently now we have a third model, which is reverse assimilation, right? Which is you come in, not only you do not assimilate, but not only you keep your culture and keep your values and keep your standards, but you also get the people who are native to this land to adopt your values and your culture and your identity. And that is reverse assimilation. And it's a new method, I would say. Well, it's not new, it's actually quite ancient, but it's an alternative to colonization. When you don't have an army to when you don't have the force or a method to colonize a place, you reverse assimilation is basically the method that you go with, right? I'm not saying if it would be successful or not, but it's basically an alternative to colonization. So yeah, this is the UK being slowly there's a slow attempt at what colonization used to do to other countries, it being done to UK, which again some Muslims kind of celebrate as only fair, given that UK colonized Islamic countries in the past, they're like, okay, well, now we're doing that back to you, but slowly and gently and without you noticing and without us using arms because we don't have the power. So this is the thing. Islamic countries are weaker, pathetically weaker than Western countries. So the only way to attack your enemy when you don't have the upper hand is to go and change their values and the standards that made them such great countries and such great societies from within, because you cannot defeat them in a in a confrontational way. So this is how it's done. This is how it works. This is, you go and change them from within, corrupt them from within instead, right? So yeah, and again, this is the same blueprint Muhammad used when he didn't have the upper hand, when he didn't have the power. You go to people, and you guys, we cannot just look at this on this channel and be like, oh my god, yeah, this is what's happening. You guys have to come up with a solution. Like, oh my god, England is going to shit. Again, I have to be polite here, or else YouTube will demonetize this. Or France is gone. I don't know, Germany is fallen. Like, oh my god, boo hoo. Yeah, but what are you gonna do about it? Okay, because you cannot keep saying like send them back home. Send who back home? UK citizens? You cannot just say like let's stop immigration. Well, it's not going to matter. Even if you stop immigration, the population is going to increase. What are you going to do about it? You have to fight in providing an alternative identity. This is in response to a crisis of identity. You need to fight this battle ideologically. How you cannot just cry about this, and you cannot keep just providing solutions that are not going to work. You have to go on a ideological battle. Join me here on this channel on Atheist Republic to go on an ideological battle, provide people with alternatives, better alternatives that actually work, which is liberalism, secularism, and civic nationalism. We have shown that these ideas work. And again, we have to go on this ideological battle, not on just a defensive mode. We have to go on an offensive mode in two ways. We cannot just warn people not to convert to Islam. We have to go to people who are Muslim and get them to either leave Islam or take Islam less seriously, to become doubtful about their Islamic beliefs, or at least take their other forms of identity more seriously than their Muslim identity. That has been done. That can be done. So that's one way that to go on an offensive mode, but also to not play this battle, to not fight this battle in liberal Western countries. You have to fight this battle in Islamic countries, in the Middle East, in Indonesia, and in Malaysia, and in Bangladesh, and in Egypt, everywhere. You have to go there. You cannot just be like, stay in the fight this here. And again, this is why Israel and Iran are the key countries, because they have their bases here. So like London is becoming one of their bases, right? For example, they have their bases here. They're going on offensive mode. We have to go on offensive mode as well. What are the bases that we have? Our liberal centers in the Middle East. The two main centers that we have right now is Iran, which we are going on an offensive mode, and Israel. This is why Iran and Israel are key in this battle. So again, I have been saying these for a long time, but I keep repeating them for the people who are new here. It says I'm very recent to the debate regarding the Israel versus Palestine conflict. Radical Islamism seems to be a big issue globally. I used to be indifferent about Islamism, but now I am becoming anti-Islam and pro-Israel by the day. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate you being able to change your mind on things. That's very good to see. And by the way, guys, I'm anti-Islam. I am pro-Muslim in the sense that I would defend their rights, their human rights, their freedoms, their right to be safe from abuse. And here's an interesting thing I always say here, okay? Being pro-Israel is actually helps us in being anti-Islam, but pro-Muslim at the same time. You know why? Because Israel is the best country in the Middle East to be a Muslim, right? This is what a lot of Muslims who are anti-Israel don't understand. both Arab and Muslim, right? No Arab country gives you the same rights and freedoms to Arab citizens as much as Israel does. As much as the rights and freedoms that Arabs enjoy in Israel is more than Arabs enjoy in any other Arab country. The rights and freedoms that Muslims enjoy in Israel is more than the rights and freedom that the Muslims enjoy in any other Muslim country. I'll challenge you. Tell me, show me that. There's no better place to be a Muslim or an Arab than Israel. Okay, to be fair, I support every country. I defend every country. Every single nation state deserves defending. But Israel requires more defending because Israel, no country's existence is being challenged as much as Israel's existence. And Israel is such a key country for us when it comes to promoting liberal values, when it comes to promoting our ways, civic nationalism, liberal values, and to be a base for our operations against Islamic values. No country is as important as Iran and Israel when it comes, but Israel's existence. So, and also when it comes to Iran, no, the people of Iran are being challenged more than most countries, but Israel is quite unique when it comes to its very existence. No country on the planet, its very existence as a country existing, I challenge you to show me another country that is. There's so many people, millions and millions of people around the world that have made their life's mission to make Israel stop existing. That's why it requires defend.